Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. I hope that you guys are doing okay this afternoon on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Um, I know that I am doing good. I had the opportunity to chill out again today. I was supposed to work, and I got a call from one of the person that I'm doing work for, and they was like, "Stand down today." Thank God. So I get the opportunity to chill out another day and do some videos. And I decided to do another video on rappers involved with selling underage girls. Of course, you guys know that I've always, if you don't know, you're going to know, I've always been extremely passionate for many years about human trafficking, sex trafficking, and things of that nature, especially as it relates to underage children. Now, when I first started getting into this, it was more so girls were being trafficked. Now underage boys are being snatched up and being trafficked. And what a lot of people don't know is that the entertainment industry has always been involved, right? I think the movie industry. Now you see, you see more and more rappers. The music industry is heavily involved in the sex trafficking industry, especially as it relates to selling underage girls, okay, and boys. And that is because they are more profitable. It's a damn shame that we're supporting people that's involved in things of this nature. But for some reason, I think more and more rappers and would think that it's okay because they've seen the people who have coached them, especially in the music industry. I mean, the movie industry, because I've heard some people go, well, they didn't say nothing what the white people sis was doing it. Our people sick as if that makes it right. One thing that I did like about what Trump was doing was that I don't know if he was being vindictive, but he actually shined, because he was mad at them. But either way, it turned out to be something good. He actually shined the light on a lot of these freaks, right? So I've heard people say, well, they didn't say nothing about it till the black man started making profits off of it. Our people need some help. And I'm serious. Y'all know how I get pissed off. But let me go into showing a few clips, okay? This first one is the FBI has been on their job. Y'all know how I am about the FBI. Because I've seen some of the things that they have been able to do that has been absolutely just kind of blew my mind, right? I didn't know that, it was even possible for a human to or any organization to do, like the intelligence that they have. I'm talking about the intelligence with their equipment. That's why I don't worry about these hackers, because when they get on a job and the intelligence that they have, is completely just out of this world. And one of the things that blew my mind, and I saw this years ago, was that they have an equipment whereas they can point at a house, a brick house, and see everything that is going on. Absolutely blew my mind. I was like, you could see through a damn brick house. You got equipment that can do that, of course. So, hey, the FBI is out of this world. But let me just show y'all. This is something that just happened about a week ago.
Coming up live in just a few minutes, the FBI will release data on Georgia from a 2-week nationwide sex trafficking operation. That operation took place in August. It was called Operation Cross Country. Findings released by the Department of Justice show 84 victims of child exploitation were located nationwide, 37 of them actively missing children. Again, we're going to learn the data specifically for Georgia here momentarily. That operation focused on finding victims of sex trafficking and arresting those involved in both child sex and human trafficking crimes. This press conference is set to start soon. You see that we are set up there. Again, if you're just joining us, we're expecting the FBI to release data about a sex trafficking operation that was done nationwide. We're waiting for that data for Georgia. So we're going to listen in now to see what the FBI has to say. into sex trafficking nationwide. Conference that was supposed to start momentarily. We will take you there live as soon as they start talking about.
Carrie Farley. Today we are here to discuss Operation Cross Country and the tremendous work our teams have done here in Atlanta. Operation Cross Country's primary goal is to recover child sex trafficking victims and shine the spotlight on the national problem to raise the public's awareness. We also hope to send the message that we, as a law enforcement community, remain vigilant in taking down those who prey on our country's most innocent population. Operation Cross Country is part of the larger Innocence Lost national initiative that has located or identified more than 6,000 minor victims.
Now, this happened in Georgia about a week ago. So all of these arrests was made about a week ago.
Victims of commercial sex trafficking, and has resulted in the conviction of over 2,700 subjects since its inception 19 years ago. This year, nationally, Operation Cross Country is responsible for locating 84 minor victims of child sex trafficking and sexual exploitation offenses. 141 adult victims of human trafficking were located, and 37 actively missing children were found. Locally, we have joined up with our law enforcement partners to address the problem of domestic sex trafficking of children here in the Metro Atlanta area. In the last 2 weeks, 28 child victims were located. Of those, 9 children were being commercially sexually exploited, and 4 human trafficking suspects were arrested. Additionally, 18 actively missing children were located. We are proud to be a part of Operation Cross Country and the outstanding results achieved by all those involved. The work to locate and identify sex trafficking victims continues year-round through the great work of the Metro Atlanta Child Exploitation Task Force. Anytime the FBI receives intelligence that a child is or may be a victim of human trafficking, we make every effort to identify and recover that child. Commercial sex trafficking is a heinous crime that impacts our youth in communities across the country. We strive to provide hope to other victims so that they will trust we will never stop in our efforts to bring child sex traffickers to justice and help child victims get to a safe place. We do this work as a team effort, and representatives from 4 of our partner agencies are here today. I would like to thank you all for your leadership and efforts on this important initiative. I'd like to introduce Atlanta Police Department Assistant Chief Carvin Tice, Dunwoody Chief of Police Billy Grogan, Cobb County Special Victims Unit Lieutenant N.T. Brown, and Fulton County Chief Deputy Antonio Johnson. Anybody would like to say a few words?
Sure. My name is Billy, Chief of Police of the Dunwoody Police Department. The FBI is a critical partner in our efforts to identify and rescue adults and children who are being victims of sex trafficking. It's an issue that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it's certainly something that's prevalent, more than most people know. And you can look at the stats from Operation Cross Country to certainly note that. We're a proud partner of the Match Task Force, and we look forward to our continued partnership with the FBI on this important effort. Thank you.
They're letting them know they're not going to stop.
Thank y'all. The Cobb County Police Department as well, proud to be members of the Match Task Force and the relationships with all the metro law enforcement jurisdictions here in Atlanta. In addition to all the victims that were recovered during this operation, I know in Cobb County and the city of Dunwoody, numerous offenders were apprehended after detectives conducted online exploitation investigations seeking offenders who go online for the purpose of finding and meeting underage victims. And I know in Cobb County, those individuals, those offenders, drove from outside of our county into the county for that purpose. Thank you.
Okay. I just kind of wanted to show that to let y'all see that how prevalent it is and how they have, this was 2 weeks ago that they took down these people and rescued these children. And it is not just women, like, okay, they would prefer teenage girls, okay, because they're easier to manipulate. And they are, for some reason, you know, when these celebrities are in with a lot of rich people, and these rich people like underage children. Okay. Let me move on a little further. Okay, now that was another rapper in Houston. Unfortunately, because you see, now I know people say all the time, well, these girls are doing it willingly. I can't understand the mindset of our people. Whereas they give these celebrities, these rappers or actors or whoever, a pass because these girls are, you know, kind of mesmerized with them being celebrities or male level celebrities and things of that nature. Now, that was a rapper in Houston. Okay. And they're able, these girls are really just, you know, in awe of them because they are celebrities or whatever, and they're able to pull them in. Okay. And they prostitute them. This is something that's happening. There are a lot of them that are being forced, you know. The first thing they do is they get them on drugs oftentimes, so that's therefore they can control them. But I wanted to show a couple more videos, and I'm doing this for a reason. I always show a couple more. Here's another rapper.
Ernell Winfrey says, John Michael Hakeem Gibson is a successful musical artist who performs under the name Cash Out, as seen on YouTube. But she says Cash Out has also been successful in cashing in on his celebritude to lure at least one of his young female victims unwittingly into a life of prostitution.
Was he making cash off young women?
He was making money, indeed.
Ms. Winfrey says Cash Out is the figurehead of an organization at the focus of a 41-count indictment handed down in late March against him and 5 others.
He's a very talented musical performer. Unfortunately, he didn't stay.
Now, this video is a video from around April. Funny been on their asses, okay?
In that business, and he branched off to the business that finds him under indictment.
Ms. Winfrey says Cash Out faces 13 counts, including racketeering, plus trafficking a person for sexual servitude, rape and aggravated sodomy that allegedly occurred in a hotel room on Fulton Industrial Boulevard, keeping a place of prostitution at a home on Alfred Avenue Northwest, both locations shown in evidence photos, and beating a second victim with a belt.
He's accused, yes, of whipping a young lady who's a sex worker. And this was one of the girls that he had recruited.
A defense document predating the new indictment said, quote, Gibson was allegedly arrested for a rape charge where he did not even have sexual intercourse with the alleged accuser. Concerning one sexual servitude charge, it maintains the alleged accuser has never been in servitude.
He's facing a 25 to life crime.
Ms. Winfrey says one of Cash Out's co-defendants is a John, a prostitution customer, accused of 6 counts, including rape and pointing a gun at the...
Okay. And a lot of people may want to know, you know, say, well, you know, these rappers, they make money. All of them are not making money. A lot of them are not. And so it's unfortunate that you find Black men that find it, you know, they're so dead set on hurting and using Black women to encourage them to sell their bodies or force them into selling their bodies. When you see these rappers that are of male status, they're usually in with other rappers. And what they do is they get these girls to prostitute. And when these rappers that have bigger status come into town, they whore them out. You know, they want to be the one-stop shop because they probably end up selling weed, and I got the weed and the girls, you know. This is what is going on. And unfortunately, just like R. Kelly, he was not the only one or the first one. They like underage children, you know. And so that's why I'm so happy. It seems to be a domino effect because I pulled some more videos that I'm not going to show because I've shown enough. But I am going to show a video, one more video of a a case that I did a few years back. Okay. And this was a young girl. This has been going on of a young lady. This is a video of I did a show on my TV show, a young lady named Destiny Butler. She was about 13 or 14 years old at the time. And she was actually lured into human trafficking, and her mother had contacted me, and I actually interviewed her over the phone when about her daughter. Her daughter had gone missing sometime before, but eventually she was found. But I want to later, but I want to, she was lured to by someone, a neighbor in New York, and she was sold or lured into human trafficking by some up and coming rappers in Detroit. Okay, but I'll tell you all about that story in just a few minutes. I'm getting ready to show y'all the video. Now, this is my show I did on my TV show a few years back. Hold on one second. Hold on.
She was forced.
No, she was definitely coerced into leaving home. She was lured. The belief is that she is being trafficked at this point.
Oh, wow. Human traffic, which means that's like a part of a prostitution ring?
Yes, sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Apparently it seems to be a highly profitable industry. They use things like Backpage and Craigslist, amongst other things to advertise. The one person.
Okay, so when she said they was using, remember Craigslist was busted. The owner of Craigslist, I think he's doing time. I know he was charged because he was using, it was so much stuff going on Craigslist, you guys. I promise you, it was, especially prostitution. Okay, and he was in with so many rappers, it did not make any sense. And a lot of them was advertising these girls on Craigslist. You know, they had their businesses advertising these girls on Craigslist and Backpage and a lot of other places, which is where this young lady, Destiny Butler, well, I'll talk about it in a few minutes.
Of interest that we had, he actually has moved and put a for sale sign up in front of his house, which leads us to believe he knows something.
So you said that you believe that she may be still in New York. Why do you think that? Because I know before when we talked, we thought that maybe she was in Michigan. Why do you feel that she's in New York still?
She could be, and this comes from, and I know a lot of people are skeptical, from mediums that have.
Okay. I'm going to forward it a little bit. Hold on one second. Okay.
Had low self-esteem. And that made her an easy target. Destiny thought she was ugly. And, you know, all they had to do was pay her a little bit of attention. You know? And
let me forward it just a little.
You know, kind of like the mom's just being overprotective. I can handle any situation that comes my way. And that's a typical teenager for you.
Right. Right. You learned about human trafficking.
I've learned that it's an epidemic. It's in small towns. It's in big towns. It's taking our children, and some parents don't even file missing person reports, and they need to, so that we can track down these children so they can be found.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. But I remember working with her on, well, she called me And I actually did a show with her. She got in touch with me from out of New York. And fortunately, later on, Destiny was found. And when she said medium said that she was still in New York, you know, she had started talking to psychics, you know, because the police department was limited to what they could do. She actually, you know, some wonderful private investigators. There was 2 wonderful ones that actually went deep undercover and finally was able to get Destiny back home. Okay. And what we found out was Destiny was actually, there was someone in New York, a neighbor that had kind of talked her into it. Well, not talked her into it, that coerced her into, and I wouldn't say coerced, introduced her to someone from out of Michigan. I'll say that. And she actually thought that she was talking to a 15-year-old boy on the phone. Okay. And what happened was Destiny was, when she talked to the 15-year-old boy, she did not tell her mother or what she thought was a 15-year-old boy. They sent her a bus fare for her, money for her to catch a bus. And the neighbor took her to the bus stop, which means the neighbor actually got some money for actually setting it up. That's why he put his house up for sale. And she went to Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. And when she got there, she thought she was going to be meeting a 15-year-old boy, and it actually was a human trafficking ring. And she was brutally gang raped when she first got there, put into a cage. They broke her spirit because in the beginning, she did not want to do it. They wouldn't feed her. And this was a 13, 14-year-old girl until they broke her spirit. And then they started shooting her up and got her hooked on drugs. And because we was on that bus so tough, her mother would not give up. Okay. Thanks to there was a private investigator out of New York named Jason, and another one that retired that worked with us. We didn't give up, right? And because of that, she was actually sold back to New York to a politician, because that human trafficking ring that consists of some rappers from out of Detroit didn't want, you know, the investigators on their butt like that. She was actually sold back later on, and later on she was found in a small town in New York, living with a politician. It was a small college town. So these are the connections. You know, when I say you have people with money, we have to watch the politicians. That's why you see a lot of rappers like T.I. getting close with the mayor, and some of these politicians, they go out and get close with some of these politicians because a lot of them are in this together. That's why I say we have to watch a lot of these politicians, because what they do is they quietly get together and start changing laws and making them less stringent. I say this all the time. I think it's a damn shame before God for a man that's selling weed or selling some drugs to go to jail for 30 years, and a person that is exploiting children or a rapist to only get, you know, like 5 years, 3 years, something like that. That's a travesty of justice. Okay? That's a travesty of justice. So, yes, rappers are getting more and more involved. Up and coming rappers, they managers, child, they done post it all up on YouTube, child. That's why I keep saying it won't be long on YouTube. It ain't gonna be long, because these people, they call themselves, have got them a team together. You know, they think that they can. You know, I was talking to somebody about a situation. They was like, no, they you know, it goes deeper than that. These people are more involved in other stuff, and when they think that people know, they go all out, and they think that these people that they hire to do this illegal stuff with them can outsmart the FBI. That's why I tell people, go straight to the FBI. If they coming at you, they won't stop. Go to the FBI. Put them on their asses. Okay. Sometimes people think that they're getting away with stuff, but they'll get too greedy. They'll get too cocky when they think that they have some politicians or whatever. Funny ain't studying it. Funny cleaning house, and it seems to be a domino effect. R. Kelly, people kind of threw him up under the bus, but he represents, you know, I guess he's like the sacrificial lamb, I guess, even though he did do that stuff. But, you know, you got other rappers turning their nose up at him. I don't think R. Kelly was selling them. He just had a, you know, fetish for young girls, which is bad. These other people are snatching up young girls. It goes deeper than that. You know, you can con children into doing things, but it goes deeper than that. Some of these kids that are being snatched up off of the street, some of these rappers are involved in that. They're organizations, and they take them to a place in Utah, and I'm going to talk about that one day, and they go underground and they shoot them up for 30 days until they are out of their mind, okay? They're on drugs then, they're strung out, and they put them on the street, and their parents never see them again. A lot of these rappers are involved in that, and that's the reason why I think, you know, I was talking to somebody, you know, why people think that they can, you know, and a lot of these people have posted up on YouTube, okay? It's a damn shame to come at somebody, and if you know you got criminal shit going on, leave folks alone. Okay, leave them alone, because I go straight to the law. Okay, I do. All right, and get them to digging. But anyways, you guys, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. And I don't make my money off YouTube. Okay, YouTube represents something bigger for me. And when I say it's a bigger platform to get a message out, because I truly care about people. So when a person don't make their money off of YouTube, you can't hurt them. I can patiently wait until they finish. Okay, I can. But I think about the bigger picture when it's all cleared up and cleaned up. That's what I think about. Okay. But please like, share, and subscribe, you guys. But this stuff has got to stop. And we support these people. We got to stop supporting terrorists. You know, we talk about what they're doing, taking these young men out and young women by signing them to these slave deals and things of that nature. We talk about that, then lining them up and putting these insurance on them. But they're doing insurance on, they're doing other stuff. They're so-called affiliates and managers and stuff, whatever they call themselves, are they go out and they participate in this stuff too. And they think because they have certain people behind them, okay, that they're gonna get away with it. They never get away with it. You know, I was looking at I don't know if I played all of it. The FBI, the lady, the representative for the FBI was saying how they use VPNs. And so she said it took us a little longer. 2 weeks, y'all. It took them 2 weeks. She said they disguised themselves. It represented a little problem. It took us a little longer, but we was able to get them. Keep thinking you can't be got. I told y'all I loves the FBI. All right, you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you.